All right, so let's talk about triggers because you can't control the triggers, but you can train how the response goes. Okay. So, the moment you turn off the screen, you mention the word bedtime, you ask them to stop arguing, and it's like you hit a button and then things just blow up. And it's not random. It's just something about that. That's a trigger. And so we're going to work on training the belief that their feelings are real and they can choose their response. That is leadership of themselves, taking ownership of the situation that they're in. Because we as parents waste so much energy trying to eliminate the triggers, but you can't because that's lifing. And the real skill is building the space between the trigger and the reaction because that's where the true power lives. So in a minute, I'm going to show you like the one parenting line that's going to stop the escalation without you having to surrender your authority, right? Because when they get triggered, their default of fight, argue, yell, refuse, flight, run, avoid, deflect, or freeze, shut down, stare, go quiet, right? And mom's the same thing for you. Like we have the same things. But when you can go from fine to I'm about to lose it in 30 seconds, right? That's why it happens, right? Because we can be fine and then boom, out of nowhere, bam, and then we lose it. And then next thing, our moment turns into something that we didn't even want or anticipate and nobody feels good about. And the goal isn't to never react. The goal is to acknowledge it and catch it faster before it escalates, to catch that moment earlier. So if you're not sure like what your default under pressure is, I've got another training on here, like who shows up when you're under pressure. You can watch that, or you can go to pickyourfight.org and figure it out, or you can hit the link in the description, go to the app, get it under 33 minutes, right? So that you'll know what's going to happen for you, who shows up. But when you see it happening, here is your leadership phrase. You can say, whoa, I see that hit you really hard. Do you need a moment before we talk? That's it. Acknowledge the feeling that they're feeling. Don't try and diminish or minimize their reaction to whatever it is. Although it may seem small to you, it's big for them. And when you can get their attention by acknowledging what they're feeling, it gives you the opportunity to learn what's going on inside their head. And that's all you're going to say is, hey, whoa, I see something's going on. I see that hit you hard. Do you need a moment before we talk about it? When you do that, it names what's going on. It slows everything down and it keeps you in authority without going to war. But if you don't train that response, then your home becomes predictable in the worst way, right? You know this. It's the same trigger, the same blow-ups, the same regrets, the same apologies. And then your kids are learning that the emotions run the house. And that's what we're changing. Not letting emotions control the house. Not trying to stop emotions, acknowledging the emotions. And the win for this week is not perfect behavior. It's catching the trigger and creating space so that you can have a different reaction and you can lead your kids through that moment. So when it happens when they're not with you, they still have tools to handle it, right? So all the tools for that, pickyourfight.org, the links are in the description. And then next week, we're going to talk about resilience, like what to do after the meltdown happens so it doesn't turn into shame so that we can support them through that. So next week, I'll see you. Go to pickyourfight.org, hit the links in the description, get the tools, start becoming aware. Let's start leading them through this.